was really just happy for our players and everyone associated with our program for the way our guys responded and played tonight, because the last couple of days have been pretty tough from the standpoint of just trying to process that last game. But I thought our guys took an unbelievable approach. When our guys understand that we have to lead with defense and we have to play and pull for one another, and there's no other way. When we understand that, then we can be really good. I'm really proud of the way that Kerr and Oso, play with aggressiveness on the defensive end. That was huge because Nate Watson and Crosswell, those guys are both really tough to handle. And then I thought Justin's approach was phenomenal. Just makes such a difference for our team when he's in a good mind space. And I thought he was great tonight.
Shaka, you guys had hit that stretch of adversity, losing 5 of 6 games. Did you sense the team's mentality was like lapsing a little bit, and how'd they get back on the page to have a performance like tonight?
Well, I think first of all, our guys have been great with their daily approach towards practice. They've come to work every day. They've spent a lot of time working on their individual games outside of practice. So there's really been no let up there. But at the same time, when you lose some games, particularly some close games, it takes a toll, on you as a player. And there's a tendency to lose a little bit of confidence, whether it's individually or maybe even confidence in your team or your teammates. So I'm really proud of, again, the way the guys responded. Sunday, the day after the Creighton game, we were in our practice gym. We had a long film session, and I'm really, really thankful for Wes Matthews. He came and he sat in our film session the whole time, and I asked him, Wes, is this what it's like in an NBA film session, and how does that work? And he talked as if he was a member of our team to the guys, and was very supportive, but also, hey, you need to do this, and this better. And I thought it just meant a lot to our team. And then our guys had 2 good days of practice, and that showed tonight.
During that 20-0 run in the first half, I think Kerr had 3 or 4 blocks during that stretch. Do you sense that the energy of that is contagious when he's swatting shots around the rim?
It affects everybody. I mean, you can hear it in the crowd. And we're at our best. He's blocking shots and affecting shots, and I think Kerr is a very conscientious person. He cares so much about his teammates, and he wants to do right by them. And the last couple games, he hadn't quite been himself, and I think he was really, really motivated for this opportunity because Nate Watson's one of the best bigs in the league. And I was really proud of the way he handled it.
On that note, Kerr and Oso formed quite a duo on both ends of the court. How pleased are you in general with those two and how they've been able, particularly with Oso scoring a lot the last few games, Kerr defensively limiting their bigs? How pleased have you been with those two and how they've improved?
I think they've come a long way. For better or worse, we have a lot of guys that are in different roles than they were in last year. Oso played 36 minutes the whole season. Kerr was in a reserve role where some games he got significant minutes and some games he didn't. So we're asking a lot more of them than they've ever been asked. But I actually think that, probably that position has given us the most consistent production in terms of the things we ask, not necessarily like scoring stats, but the things we ask that position to do of any of the spots for us. And those guys can continue to get better and grow. We really encourage them to look at it as a two-headed monster because they both have different strengths, but we need them to each give energy when they go in the game.
You had the big run early. They answered with a run, got down to 4, and it looked like
Yep.
it was going to be back and forth at that point. Then he scored the 20 straight.
Yeah.
What was said there after they kind of got back into it there midway through the first?
Well, we kind of started to lose our way a little bit in terms of where our minds needed to be. We got wrapped up in, a couple guys got wrapped up in some calls or, some plays that didn't go our way. So in the timeout, it was just, hey, let's refocus on where we need to be, where we need to put our focus, stops, deflections, helping each other, multiple efforts. And then I thought our guys did that. And during that stretch where we went on a run, we were able to do a good job turning defense into offense. It helps when our guys are passing the ball so well like they did tonight.
You guys are about at the midway point of the season. How do you feel about the way that everything has sort of progressed in your first year here as things are going?
Well, it's amazing how time has flown. I think that we've just learned a lot of lessons, and now you mentioned we're near the midway point of the season, but we have the lion's share of the Big East schedule left. It's about applying those lessons in these Big East games. There's probably not going to be many games like that from the standpoint of the way the score is. I mean, it's Providence is a really, really good team, obviously, and tonight just wasn't their night. But these games are wars, and so I think our guys have learned some lessons about how we need to win in those games, and now it's about applying them. And then most importantly, the key to the rest of our season is going to be our willingness to lose ourselves in each other and in the challenge that's in front of us, and not be caught up in our own little worlds.
Shaka, is this the best you've felt about your team walking off the floor of a game this year?
Well, this is how you're supposed to play in a home game, in front of your home crowd. When a really good team comes to your place, you're supposed to play with that level of aggressiveness, that level of focus, that level of connectivity. But supposed to is one of the most dangerous phrases in sports. I mean, it doesn't work that way. You have to make it happen. So again, for our team, we, in the first half of the year, one thing that we've not been good enough at is being consistent. And so, can we take this game, learn from it, and apply the consistency that we need to have moving forward? Obviously, the next game being on the road, but whether it's home or road, whether Justin Lewis has it going or Cam Jones has it going or Tyler Kolek, guys playing for each other, pulling for each other, and celebrating each other. That's the fun way to be.
Justin sent a tweet after last game that said, "I got to do better," something along those lines. Just what do you see what did he do different tonight?
He's one of a kind, Justin. He's a very, very thoughtful person. And, Cody Hatt from our staff deserves a ton of credit, because those two probably spend more time together than any other two people in our program, whether Justin likes it or not. And I think Justin does like it. I think he enjoys the relationship. But Cody has a way of, really, really supporting Justin, but also holding him accountable and telling him the truth and helping me do the same. And Justin just did a really good job coming off of that last game of being self-reflective. That's the sign of a guy that's growing maturity-wise. If you're willing to self-reflect, hey, what can I do better? How can I help my team? And not just from the standpoint of stats, but from the standpoint, Justin is such he's such an energy giver when he's in a good place. Just his aura, his energy, the spirit he has when he's in a good place is really, really fun to be around. And I know it, as a coach, it really impacts me. Thank you, guys.